Hello, my name is Marshall Warren and I am the creator of the Vole Control Bait Station System. I was a residential landscaper for many years and encountered numerous homeowners who were frustrated over the damage voles were causing in their landscape. At that time there was not an effective solution to their problem. The only recommendation was pouring bait directly into the entrance holes. This method was dangerous and highly inefficient, and there was no way to tell whether any of the bait was consumed or just made soggy and unappealing from rain and soil moisture. There had to be a better way. I started thinking and experimented for a better way, and I developed a bait station and system for eliminating the voles. I received a patent for my invention and started Vole Control Incorporated in 2004. Since that time, thousands of customers have been grateful to learn that there really is a solution to the vole problem. If you think voles are a problem in your yard, you will want to know more about the Vole Control Bait Station System and how it can help you save your valuable landscape. The first thing you should know is your vole type. You could have below ground foraging voles, above ground foraging voles, or voles that show characteristics of both types. You can identify your vole type by determining how they forage for food. Above ground foraging voles create grassy runways in the turf areas that connect to multiple burrow openings. They damage lawns by eating the grass to make their clipped runways, as well as gnawing on the bark of trees, shrubs, and occasionally roots. They stay and hide where there is a protective cover from predators such as hawks. That is why the tent setup method of the Vole Control Bait Station system is effective in controlling them, because they feel safe while they eat the bait. Below ground foraging voles have a network of underground tunnels where they damage the roots of plants. They seldom forage above ground, and if you see them scurrying around, you definitely have a high population that needs to be controlled. Those that show characteristics of both above and below ground foraging vole types can be controlled by using a combination of setup procedures: the tent setup method and the mulch covered method. The Vole Control Bait Station system will effectively control all these vole types, and this box contains all you need for both setup procedures. In this demonstration, I will show you how to control the below ground foraging vole type, mainly the pine vole. Now remember, before you set up your Vole Control Bait Stations, you must do the apple sign test. A properly executed apple sign test will determine which vole holes are active entrance holes, and where and how many vole colonies you may have. This information would help you to calculate how many Vole Control Bait Stations and how much vole bait you will need. If you have problems with ants disturbing your apple test, use a tablespoon of mixed birdseed in place of the apple slice. Identifying several hot spots of vole activity clustered in an area determines that a vole colony is present. A pine vole colony comprises an area of about 1,200 square feet. And if you have vole activity in a larger area than 1,200 square feet, you have more vole colonies within that area. Only install a Vole Control Bait Station where you've had a positive apple test. If you skip the apple sign test and place the bait station in random areas where you think there is activity, you may not get adequate control and waste precious time. To install the Vole Control Bait Station system in the mulch covered method, gently rake back the mulch from an active entrance hole to expose the soil in a 2 foot by 3 foot area. Be careful not to disturb the entrance hole or compress the vole's tunnel system. Place one of the ends of the bait station near the entrance hole and install the metal support stake through the anchor rod guides. Use the ground cover mat to cover the bait station. If you want extra security from non-target animals, place a sod staple in each corner of the ground cover mat. This ground cover mat will help to attract the voles to the bait station. After a week or so, you can inspect under it and you will see evidence of just how active the voles have been. Now it's time to add the vole bait. Unscrew the cap and place the funnel on the bait station. For added safety, put on the protective gloves. Kaput rat, mouse, and vole bait is the only EPA-approved bait to control voles. Use a measuring spoon to place 3 tablespoons of vole bait in the bait station. Now only use 3 tablespoons of bait in the bait station at a time. Then reapply the fill cap. Rake back the mulch to cover the ground cover mat. Use the check bait stickers and place them on your calendar to help remind you when and how often to inspect the bait stations. See the enclosed instructions for properly maintaining the bait stations. You will need to group your system of 3 bait stations at various vole entrance holes or pathways and place each one no more than 20 feet apart. This will focus your effort to control this one vole colony. With the deluxe and supreme size vole control systems, you can work on several vole colonies at a time. If you have more than 3 colonies of voles, you will need a larger system. If your system is too small for your vole problems, after 6 months voles can multiply and can move back into an area that you have previously controlled. Replenish the bait each week. Continue to refill the stations for as long as you see the bait being removed. On average, you will refill the stations about 4 times. Once you notice the bait has not been disturbed after several weeks of replenishing the emptied bait station, continue to inspect it for 2 more weeks. This will ensure that there are no more voles in the area. You can even place an apple slice under the plastic ground cover mat to help determine that you have thoroughly controlled all the voles of that colony. Once you have determined that there is no more activity, take up the bait stations, wash them out and let them dry. Then you can move them to the next area that you've had a positive apple sign test. Monitor your landscape in the spring and fall with the apple sign test. By doing this, you will determine if voles have moved back in from surrounding areas and if you need to gain back control. You have just seen an effective system that thousands of customers have used to solve their vole problems. Now it's your turn to take the next step to conquer your vole problem. Don't delay. Voles can destroy your valuable landscape if left to multiply and take over your yard. Go to volecontrol.com and order the size of the vole control bait station system you need.